I'm here today with one of my colleagues. His name is Val Slastnikov. And Val is the author of a new book, and it's called The Secret Power of an Expert. Nice to see you again, Val. It's been a long time.
Yeah, nice to see you again, Fred.
Why are we here today?
Fred and I are here at this beautiful hotel in Mississauga to talk about the big problem that I discovered in my life and my career, as well as in lives and careers of many experts out there. We are here to talk about how I am trying to solve this problem. I'm trying to solve it right now, and how you can benefit from the solution that I offer.
That sounds interesting, but tell us in a couple of words about yourself first.
Sure, it will be my pleasure, Fred. I'm a business solutions consultant, and for the last 10 years or so, I was helping out experts, specialists in their field, to become more successful and get more quality in their lives.
Yes.
I was working with all kinds of experts. At first as a talent consultant, later on as a technology sales consultant, and currently as a business solutions consultant.
Yes, and you've been here and there just like me. What kind of experts are you talking about, Val? Are you only working with technology experts?
No, my solution is designed for all kinds of experts. Business experts, science experts, art, human relations, you name it. If you are an author, a speaker, an expert in your field, or even if you only aspire to become an expert, my solution is for you.
So what exactly do you do for these experts?
I would either help experts find better projects, better jobs, or help expert companies find better solutions for their business problems. Whatever the case might be, my focus for the last 10 years of my life was on trying to help aspiring experts become experts and help experts become even better experts, succeed in whatever they do, and improve quality of their lives.
What about the big problem that you mentioned earlier? What's that all about?
Well, the big problem, Fred, is that most experts suffer and end up dying broke without ever achieving prosperity that they rightfully deserve. If you read the book called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, I know you did.
Yes.
You know that success and prosperity are our God-given rights. And because I always thought that way anyway, I was able to help out a lot of experts. And yet, I also saw a lot of experts struggling. And I was struggling a lot in my life and in my career.
Me too.
I didn't understand why I was struggling. And that's what made me feel puzzled and very angry sometimes. You know how it feels.
Yes.
But somehow I was able to overcome all that. And I think I could help you do that as well.
Excellent.
In fact, I'm very proud to admit that for the last 10 years of my life, I have been a consultant to the experts. I've been in the shoes of many, many experts out there, and I know exactly how it feels to be one. In other words, I know how you feel as an expert and how hard you work trying to position yourself as an undeniable expert in your field.
Can all types of experts experience the big problem?
Unfortunately, yes. I've seen it happen to many, many experts of all kinds in many companies I work with. Overworked, underpaid, underappreciated. This is what I've seen time and time again. Some even call it the plague of a genius. Ever heard that expression?
Yes, actually I have. You mentioned that most experts suffer before they end up dying broke. What are some of the red flags that an expert should be aware of so they can stop suffering and stop dying broke?
If you ever felt like you are spinning the wheels and not getting anywhere,
I have done that.
that's a red flag.
Yeah.
If you ever felt like you've been working too hard and achieving too little, that's another red flag.
Still doing that.
If you felt like your expertise was taking advantage of you, of your being, or that you have been taken advantage of by your employees, by the companies, you felt that you were not receiving attention that you deserve as an expert.
Happens all the time.
Absolutely, Fred. And these are all the symptoms of a modern day expert. Fortunately, because of what I found, it doesn't have to be this way, for you or for anybody else out there.
How are you planning to help experts achieve the prosperity and stop struggling?
Well, for the last 10 years, I have been trying to help experts one at a time. One expert at a time, one company at a time. But then I realized that that formula simply wasn't working. And there had to be a better way. And now I feel the time has come for me to help all experts of this world by showing them how to create prosperity in this difficult time for all of us. I was writing a book about experts for the last 2 years, and people finally convinced me to publish it. I want to make sure that I have all the questions answered in my book.
What is the title of your book?
The book is called The Secret Power of an Expert. In fact, it is not just a book, it's a trilogy. It's a success trilogy. It has 3 parts. Right? The first book is called An Art or a Science, and its subtitle is Your Prosperity as an Expert Starts Here.
What is your book about again?
The Secret Power of an Expert is all about your prosperity as an expert. The main idea is this: if you are an expert, I want to give you an unfair advantage over every other expert in your market. And we will talk about that unfair advantage later on.
Why did you call your book The Secret Power of an Expert?
This trilogy is called The Secret Power of an Expert for a reason. If you are an expert, you have the power. And depending on how you use that power, you will either be very successful or you continue to struggle. And if you know what the power is and how to use it, you can have a huge advantage over all other experts out there in your field.
Okay, what is the power of an expert?
The power of any expert is in his or her authority. That is the undeniable power to provide credible source of information to others. It comes from our natural tendency to trust an expert's advice. And by default, we tend to listen to those who we trust and respect the most.
Yes, we do. And why is it a secret?
It is a secret because even though the notion of an expert to be an authority comes naturally to us, very rarely do we realize why we trust the experts and why we use them as a source of credible information.
Okay.
Believe it or not, while the expert's power itself is considered to be a common knowledge, the reason why we trust experts and why they are accepted as a credible source of information still remains a secret to most of us, even to experts themselves.
Yes, I got that.
The only person I know who deeply analyzed the power of experts is Rich Scheffer, who said that you want to position yourself as the expert that solves the big problem in your marketplace that no one else is either solving or solving in a better way than anybody else.
Okay.
And it's also unique to you. In other words, being a unique expert, well positioned in your marketplace, gives you an extraordinary power. And those experts that realize and achieve that power, they become extremely successful and prosperous people. This mighty truth was a huge revelation to me.
Right.
And from the moment I heard it, I felt a strong inclination to share it with the world, to share what I've learned with all the experts I know, to share it with you, friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. When is your book coming out, Val?
The book is coming out in spring of 2009.
And who is going to publish it?
The book is being published by Morgan James Publishing from New York City, a very special and unique publishing house. And I would yet to find a better publishing company than they are.
I've heard about those guys. What is so special about them?
Everything. Well, first of all, Morgan James Publishing is truly revolutionary. They are unique in a sense that they help entrepreneurial authors publish their books in order to help them promote their business and their expertise to the world. In fact, David Hancock, the founder of Morgan James Publishing, was one of the first people who came up with the term entrepreneurial publishing. Among other things that Morgan James Publishing is famous for is the fact that they also provide education for their authors, as well as PR and marketing services through Ingram Publisher Services, a global publication distributor. Morgan James is not only a publishing company, It's also an authors university and a philanthropic foundation that donates 1% of all profits to Habitat for Humanity to help build affordable housing for underprivileged families.
That's something.
This way they support their authors, support themselves, and support the good cause at the same time.
Definitely. That sounds great, Val. Are you also supporting the Habitat?
Yes, absolutely. As one of the entrepreneurial authors of the Morgan James Publishing family, I take great pride in supporting the charitable mission of the Habitat. And I plan on donating 1% of all proceeds from my book and my speaking engagements to Habitat for Humanity as well.
That's great. Tell us more about your speaking engagements. Where can, say, the experts find your speaking engagements and about your book?
This is a great question, Fred, and I'm glad you've asked. I'm so convinced that my book will benefit all experts of this world that in order to promote the book and its message, I decided to put together a very, very special campaign. What I do is I invite Fortune 500 companies and non-profit organizations to join me on a global book tour that we're planning to start in spring of 2009 and include their own experts, their own employees, their own consultants as guest speakers on that tour. You know what our slogan is?
What's that?
Empower the world, support the good causes, and let your expertise shine.
All right.
How does that sound?
That sounds good. But what does experts need to do to become one of your speakers? I understand that anybody can do that, but what do they need to do?
If you want to be a speaker, all you need to do is fill out the form on this page with your name and your email address. Go ahead and fill out the form right now. And I promise to give you all the details on the next page as soon as you press submit.